Chasing dreams down that open road. Living fast, baby, all I know. Daddy told me gotta give it my all. Cause we're some blue collared outlaws.
We're living life at full speed, there's no pacing. Midwest lifestyle, Ohio grudge racing. Taking home the money wide open on that open road. It's full throttle since the baby bottle, baby. This is all I know. And overload, tires roll. Tell them I want all the smoke. Slow pokes will choke in my rear view. Adios, run your car, knock him out. Put your money where your motor is. Heavy hitters, dream killers, kill shot. Hold them still, told them chill. We on fire. Life is lit with rocket fuel. Stop it, fool. Blue collared outlaws, who think you talking to? Winning attitude all on the line, and we ain't about to lose. Beat the brake pads off, knock your car about the shoes, line them out, chalk them up, underdogs on top again. Never say die, we from Columbus, so we gotta win. Hard working, fast running outlaws of street racing. All your dreams is in my tail lights, you can keep chasing.
What's up, everyone? How's your weekend? Hopefully everybody had a nice long weekend. What up, Sammy? Thanks for the stars, buddy. I appreciate you. Justin, what's up, Bubba? Team Meatball in the house. Bagley, what's up? Jason Grimes. Yeah, it ain't never long enough. I'm telling you, everybody, I don't think everybody at work at the day job didn't want to go back because everybody was running around crabby as a mofo, man. Ugh. What's up, Patrick? She's right here. Every time I sit in this chair, she think, listen, I was gone for what, 4 days, 3 days, 3.5 days. When I got home yesterday, she wouldn't even talk to me for about 5 or 6 hours until I come and sat in this chair. And then she forgave everything. I don't know. This is her spot for me, I guess. You know how animals are. Renee, what's up, homie? Crystal, how you doing? Brad, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Got a Shermanator. Got a good show for you today. We got a lot of look at this. You know, Jasper started some. I'm gonna come back to this in a minute, man. I noticed. Listen, I promise y'all, there's only one king of the Waffle House, and y'all about to find out real soon. Everybody, yeah, Cliff, you did, buddy. Sorry about that. But y'all about to find something out. I see I started something because there's a whole lot of racers out there asking Waffle House to sponsor them these days. I see all kinds of posts and comments and videos, but listen, I promise you, there's only one king. Y'all about to find out here in the next week or two who that is. I'm just saying. James, what's up, Bubba? Hey, real quick though, I need everybody to do me a favor that's watching. Facebook, you know, they banned me forever from going live and I had to do on my alternate, but they well, this dude here. So that, man, they got our analytics all messed up. So if you're watching this, just do me one favor real quick and hit that share button. Because they got us on a shadow ban. I can't. It's a little bit hard to overcome. So if you guys take 1 second while you're watching this and hit that share button for me on Facebook, that would be amazing. If you, I know, man. I was rooting for you, buddy. I was gonna come be the employee of the month if you won the Grand Hustle and bought a Waffle House. Mr. Turpin, what's up, brother? How you been? Rory, I'm still wearing shorts, man. It ain't cold enough. It ain't cold enough yet for me to worry about putting on pants. Uh, shoes. Thank you, Crystal. Yeah, I did find a pair of shoes. So, lot of fun in Kentucky this weekend. We went to we were started our weekend off at US 60 um, for Black Friday, and if you weren't there, you missed out on a great race for one, and then for two, we had what in the world is uh, no, it wasn't. What's up, Ruthless? Appreciate that, James. Sam, you only stayed half the time. It wasn't even cold out there. Y'all crazy. It wasn't even cold out there, but we had a great time.
Right there. There you go.
Revolution Racing did a hell of a job making sure kids had toys for Christmas. Hey, CJ, what's up, buddy? They had a whole trailer full of toys, and Santa was there, and they gave away 66 bicycles. But the cool thing about Joe was I think like 72 kids showed up. 72 kids showed up for the bicycles, and Joe literally sent somebody to the store to buy more bicycles, so no kid went without a bike. Nobody got left out. Nobody got. No, it's not hairless. Uh, nobody nobody got left out. No kid went without a toy or a bicycle. Um, well, we'll leave that out. We're just gonna have to make sure we tighten up security next year, Renee. Apparently a few bikes got stolen out of the lineup, which is crazy for me to even comprehend that somebody would do that, but it is what it is. Uh, Still a lot of great racing. Still, I got that War in the Woods video is this close to being done. I'm telling you, that video has crashed my CPU 3 times, and I'd have to walk away. I don't know what the hell's going on with that one. That video is being the bane of my existence. Uh, nope. She's a furry. She's a furry kitty. Uh, yep, Joe's an awesome dude for doing that. Revolution Racing, great people. Uh, and I think it's bigger than it was last year, and I'm sure it'll be bigger next year. And we'll just, unfortunately, there was the little thing with some bikes coming up missing, but we'll figure that out too next time. Make sure that doesn't happen. But like I said, Joe did step up and send somebody to the store immediately, and every kid got a bike. So that's the main thing. Ron, I wish it was springtime yet, buddy. Oh God, I wish it was springtime. We got so there's a lot of good racing. Some at Black Friday, a few unfortunate things, happened. I'm the godfather of Waffle House, Greg. I just need some violin music in the back. You know, was a few unfortunate accidents. Thank God nobody got hurt. A lot of good racing. Weather was chilly, but it, thank God it didn't rain or anything goofy like that. And they no, I'm the old school Godfather, not Tony Montana. Uh, yeah, I know everybody keeps hounding me about dig or die, but I'm staying home, man. I gotta get this blazer done. So I'm staying home for dig or die. Jasper was supposed to come, Robert, but his transmission's broke and they were waiting for it to come back. Oh, Jasper. Oh, I love you, buddy. We have to listen. I'm about to have a semi truck full of rings on this Waffle House stuff. Just you wait, Puddin'. I got you. Trust me. So we got a lot of great racing. We're going to let's see. And ends up Joey, who's the winner. Joey had that track number. All day Joey was just making nice passes like that.
That's a good race.
That was the one where got called victorious. I didn't think it was that close. But from my camera, I could see it plain as day. But I'm not sure what it ended up being. So it was a good time, a lot of good racing, and can't wait to get down there and do it again. We're Ohio Grudge Racing's teaming up with Revolution Racing and the Bridge Runners, and we're gonna help bring some of the Ohio boys down there and get that Kentucky money. And we got some other stuff worked out too, but we're not quite ready to talk about all that just yet. We're getting some final details worked out, but it's gonna be a good time for everybody and in the whole area: Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Kentucky. We're gonna have a great time. That's all right, Jasper. We got some good races next year. You can make it up on. No, Robert, I already got something worked out for all that, man. It's coming. It's coming. We'll announce it all here after PRI. We're all a bunch of us are going to get together and hash out these final details at PRI, and we're going to make some announcements shortly thereafter. But so we had a great time Friday, and then moving on to Saturday, there was some nope. Sherm's not leaving Ohio. I don't know what this dude's doing.
I'm just trying to get my. Yeah, this ain't working out. Hi. Hello.
Yeah. We'll let him figure himself out real quick with his crappy ass iPhone. And then we'll add him back in. So then, listen. Saturday. What you doing? We'll just start adding some. We got a few more people coming in on this one. Patrick, what in the hell? Where are you? Under the stairs in the basement, buddy?
No, I'm just going from work. I'm in my truck. Is it dark?
Turn the dome light on.
It don't work.
I know how you roll. It's all good. How you feeling? So, I guess I'll start. I'll start. You know, for me, Saturday, being lost for 45 minutes, getting there was aggravating as hell. And I won't blame the track. Their signs weren't the best, but then all the neighbors had signs for whatever reason that just confused things even worse if you came in through the spectator side.
What in the world is going on over there?
What? Logan said Patrick Sparkman looks like a stud.
Yeah.
Terrapin. I can already see it's going to be one of these live feeds. We're going to have some fun. I don't know what Jeff's doing. Are you doing push-ups or something?
Pull-ups.
That's a great ceiling fan.
Oh shit! You guys got me on here. I didn't even
He said you've been doing push-ups.
I got done with those a little bit ago.
Oh man!
What's up?
Hello.
So I guess let's just start at the. We go to start the beginning. So when you walk out onto the track, my first impression was like a polished marble floor. Remind me of the courthouse. That's the only thing I could ever associate it with. I don't know any places you guys have ever been that had fancy marble before, but that's the only one I've ever been.
Marble would have had more attraction than that place.
What do you think about it, Jeff?
Man, I'm not even gonna lie. I thought it was gonna be better than that. I thought it was gonna be like Edgewater was at one time, but just another bad choice on my part. I was absolutely wrong about that. It was real shitty, bad as it gets.
What about you, Patrick?
I'm kind of with Jeff too. I thought it was gonna be similar to Edgewater, so I figured we were all gonna go pretty quick. But that was definitely not the case when we got there on the track because it was pretty sketchy for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this. I think everybody I've talked to agrees that Happy absolutely 100% said it was the sketchiest surface ever. You're gonna die. I think he said all of the above to disclaimer it properly, and I don't believe anybody could dispute or argue with that. How do you guys feel about that part?
Yeah, they even gave everyone a second chance for them to spray it, and all the racers turned it down. They wanted to race on the slippery.
There we go.
But shout out to those guys for putting 20 grand on top of the plot. That was cool.
Yeah. What do you think, Jeff? What do you think?
I
gotta grab more.
Yeah, I mean, Happy nailed it
Hey,
right on the head. Like I said, my opinion was not accurate as per usual. He was dead on the nuts, and obviously it wasn't going to get better. It might have got better by the end of the night, maybe another 30 feet out off the starting line, but after that it was all the same. So pretty sketchy.
It looks sketchy.
I mean, $30,000 is a lot of money, but when you think if you're driving a car that's 50 grand, I mean, you can lose 50 faster than you can win 30. So I don't know, man. I mean, I'm usually an idiot. I'll race anywhere on anything, but that had me thinking. I ain't even gonna lie. You know what I mean? Putting your car in the trailer in one piece is an accomplishment there.
Yeah. What about you, Pat?
I'd say Happy. He tried to warn everybody, but I don't think any of us really thought. We see concrete and we're like, hell yeah, we're about to get down. But he was 100% right. It was a lot worse than what we were expecting. But when you go to get a tune-up out of your computer and you look at that surface and you literally have nothing to choose from. You gotta just go off the wall with something crazy. But I guess the guy with the best throttle control is the ones that took home the money that night for sure.
See if these rookies are ready. Nope.
Fucking chair.
I'm moving it.
What in the world is happening over there?
Pick it up.
We'll try to
Oh
bring
my
them
gosh.
back in a minute.
You think they've never done a live feed before?
I know, right?
Oh God! Can you put the other thing back, please? That thing beside me. Oof!
Still ugly, bitch.
Oh shit!
So yeah, it definitely was sketchy as can be. And
are you wearing a button-up shirt under whatever the hell you're wearing on top of it, Sherm?
It's just a hoodie, bud.
Oh, I was looking. I thought I saw something below that. I thought you had a shirt on underneath that.
Don't worry, I'll undress you, Mel.
Oh,
there's a Sherm I know.
So we start. Let's. I'm just going to share a few of these in no particular order. Well, hell, we'll go with 2. We got Patrick and Mark here. First pair. Yeah, they know about it.
Jesus.
I honestly thought my shit blew up. I thought I must have been in oil or the tranny broke or something before I realized ever what happened.
That was crazy.
So what did you thought your engine blew up?
Yeah, I was like, man, the rods must have come out of this thing finally. I must be in my own oil. I didn't know. It was just like driving on a snow-covered road, really. First pair.
I think it was worse than that. I was watching Mark as he's in front of me, and I'm just sitting there watching the back of his car just swing back and forth. And I'm like, there is no way I'm giving this thing any gas because
I tried. I gave it gas. I gave it gas. I think it went slower down there.
For a fact, what happens?
Oh yeah, I think we got.
Hey, we got it now.
What, Avery?
We got a few more. We got waiting for Rankin to come in. He's on his way. Young and boosted. Have you guys ever been on the live feed?
No.
We were wondering if you guys have ever been on one before. What's up, everybody?
What's going on?
We were just starting to talk about what did you think about
What's going on? Everything's really like delayed on sound.
Yeah, there's usually a few second delay for everybody else. Kind of.
Let me try and X out and come back in.
Hold on.
You guys there?
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, what the hell was going on, dude? What'd you do, baby?
I had the line keep playing in the background.
Sorry, man. I'm only IT savvy when it comes to the Holly. That's about it. Everything else, dude, I'm like steak and potatoes.
Nobody can dispute that after this weekend.
There we go.
Yeah, now we're good.
What? So I guess to catch you up to the conversation, what did you think about the surface? You know, the way it was described, and what was your first reaction to it?
Oh man, you know, it was the tightest track we ever raced, right? Hey, where's my crop right, baby? It
got kicked off. No.
Oh, dude, it was nuts, man. It was you had to adapt quick.
Oh, we're backwards.
If we would have raced it backwards, we would have been going 495 O's off the trailer. We would have crashed and shut down.
Oh yeah, there's no stopping them. No.
If we would have turned around and ran it the other way, and we would have stopped on the starting line, or had to stop and slow down on that end, we would have been bad. We would have been in bad shape, but we would have went faster.
Right. Yeah. So we got. I just shared the video of first round or first pair. Nate was supposed to be on, but I don't see him coming in. But his pass. But I think this is probably one of the ones that shows just how slick it is. I think this is the best example of my opinion.
Oh, you got my Frank.
You see his wheels turn to the left, doing nothing, just like being on ice.
We need our ears.
You guys there?
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
What do you guys think, Young and Boosted?
That was pretty slick, pretty wild, man. Pretty wild.
Yeah, it was definitely the craziest surface that we ever could have possibly raced on. I don't think anybody would ever want to race on something like it again, but we made the best of what we had. You know, when we were in that driver's meeting, he was talking about spraying and dragging. I'm like, for what, man? I'm like, it's just going to make people try and get faster and get after it, which is going to make it more dangerous. I mean, leave it like it is. That's kind of how you explained it. It's dusty, it's dirty. It really doesn't get much better. But we just need to figure out how to adapt. And I mean, honestly, it was either people were going to have to pedal down that thing or figure out how to set a tune-up to where they could drive through it the whole way with like 250 horsepower. And that's what I did. I just killed everything in the car using what I knew would work safely. And I hit my tuner up and was like, yo, is this safe as I think it's going to be? He's like, yeah, man, that'll work. I'm like, all right, because I wanted to be able to keep the foot to the floor for me and my son the whole way and actually be able to carry more speed as we went down the whole way without, you know, trying to outdrive the car or pedal it. So my son did make a mistake, though. He got out there and he got loose. Well, he said he felt like the car moved and he hit the brakes and he never should have. And he could have just stayed in the wood and it would have probably been fine. And then the gentleman with the 3000 GT just drove right around them. But I mean, the surface down there, man, honestly, it's probably the most dangerous drag racing that I've ever done. What about you guys?
What about you, Sherm?
Pretty slippery. I've never been anything like that. Especially, we pulled 10 and turned the kid off, and it rolled out 60 foot fine, but after that, there was really no control. It just kind of did what it wanted. It just was there for the ride.
Yeah, you definitely. So I put basically 120 60 foot tunes, 120 to 125 60 foot tunes in the car, but being that I was pulling all the power out at 0.8, it was only 60 foot and like 130 couple. But you had to settle the car in order to be able to get it up on the tire, up off the tire, really. So it would just coast down the surface under its own propulsion and not just drift. Everybody was kind of getting off the gas. I seen it and I was listening from where I was at, and I could hear everybody make a pass a pedal, and a pedal. And I'm like, man, that's not going to work. And I just knew that what I needed to do, and I felt to be the safest where we could drive our car down without crashing them. And then we just had to worry about our opponent doing the same thing. That was the most dangerous thing, was not having somebody else beside us get loose trying to drive around us or catch us or pass us or stay in front of us. And that was the scariest part, was not knowing what somebody else was going to do, man. There was no strategy there, bro. It was just lady luck, hoping whoever you drew was not going to be overdriving their shit from basically 100 foot out.
Yeah, I wasn't too sure. I was first out. We left, and like when I lifted the car after it knocked the tire off, I was still in low gear. So when I let off the gas, had enough engine brake to skid the back tires. So it just skidded, and it made my car look really out of control because it was just skidding the rest of the way. So I stepped on the gas again. It was pretty crazy.
You were the first pair down?
Yeah, I was the blue Chevelle.
Oh, okay. So listen, no bullshit. When you guys, we all were standing up there, and I'm gonna tell you. So when we all read, at least myself, I can speak for myself. When I read that one post that Happy made that had probably 300 or 400 comments about what people thought they were going to be running on the surface, I went back and read some of that shit today and kind of laughed at it. People were like, "Oh, I'm going to 550. If I don't do it, I'm like." And honestly, I raced concrete before, man, and bare concrete, and I'm like, and I own a concrete company, so I pour concrete and I'm familiar. So I'm like, hard trial finished concrete. I'm like, if it's not really burned off really well, I'm like, it's still going to hold rubber. It's going to come around quick. I'm thinking I'm going to go faster than I thought. So I had like 30 pounds of boost in my boost ramp when I first went out. Well, when I first set my tune up for that surface that morning, then I watched you and the other guy, and I was like, holy fuck. Everybody from the spectators and the racers, Nate, Brandon Moore, were like, yo, cut it all off in a second. Turn that shit off. I'm like, fuck that. I'm turning that shit off in a second. I get down there and I'm like, 18 pounds of boost, ramping in as slow as I could possibly ramp it in. And then I'm like, wait a minute. This shit ain't going to work. I tried it. And then I had to improvise from there. So my first pass out, it was just like, all right, we'll try 18 pounds and maybe 11 degrees, take 11 degrees out. I'm like, yeah, that still ain't going to work. So the bottom line is I had to get real creative from that point forward and realize that you got to do something to get down to the circuit.
You had that traction control working. Whatever you had whatever you had working. Traction control was that thing.
I used every feather in my cap.
It sounded like it was on 4 cylinders the whole way. It sounded like it was on 4 cylinders the whole way.
It was actually on all 8, believe it or not. I asked some buddies today that were asking, people hit me up and they're like, hey, what did you do to be able to keep the foot to the floor the whole pass? I'm like, should I tell everybody? And I'll be honest with you, my buddies like, man, don't say nothing. I'm like, everybody will figure it out. It's kind of, I tell you what I do though. I'd race anybody on that surface again the way it sits right now for any amount of money they want, on big tire or on smalls, because I know what it takes to get down it. I know what I got to do. And I mean, big tire, dude, if I went out there on big tire, I'd 115, 112, 60 foot on that, no problem. With a soft tune on big tire. But the biggest worry about big tires in that surface is if you are relying on your car and your chassis to go straight or the wheelie bars, there's no, if the car doesn't leave absolutely perfect straight on the bars, your first hit out, there's no correcting it. You can't redrive it because once you're out past 60 foot, you're at the mercy of the surface. So that's the only downside of big tire. And I didn't get a chance to watch any of the big tire other than the Tesla. And that thing was killer.
That Tesla was rolling.
Bro, that Tesla was. That shit was baller, man. I was like, that thing's gonna win it when I seen it go down. I was like, that was fast.
It don't matter.
Oh, Jeff left for that comment.
Is the Tesla guy in here?
He's not here.
That'd be Alan Robinson.
Who was the Tesla guy? Who was driving the Tesla?
Alan.
Who?
Alan. He had that black F body and small tire as well.
Okay.
Yeah, he had just bought it on Tuesday, fresh off the lot. Freshy.
If he would have been smart to take his ass to NTB and get some 15s and get in small tire. That dude was a beast.
It was sick, dude. I thought there was a guy out there with a Tahoe too, but he didn't do too hot, did he?
Yeah,
No.
It didn't leave hard enough with the race cars. He couldn't catch him.
Yeah, so that's the thing, dude. You know what, man? Like, if you couldn't get your mile per hour up to the 60 foot, you were killing the rest of the pass. You had to do whatever you could do to get it. But so like I've seen some guys, like who's the dude with the Fairlane that I raced in the semis, I think. He wheelied. The Fairlane, I'm sorry. He had a four-door
LTD.
LTD, that's it.
Yeah. That thing was rolling.
But bro, the problem was like cool dude, badass car, but he left too hard. If he could have just calmed it down a little bit, so when the car unsettled past that 100 foot, that he could mosey on down, he would have did better against me, even, you know. Yeah. But he left so aggressive. Like anybody can go out there, maybe figure out how to 115 on that surface, 120, if you could take it to the 60 foot. But I wanted to make sure that I didn't get overly aggressive with the 60, so I could keep it under control from basically that 80 foot on. And actually, do you guys know how fast y'all went?
I do.
I didn't. Didn't matter. I didn't think we were going to get down it very good. I didn't even try to put a drag in. I knew we could leave on it, but I didn't know what was going to happen after that.
Yeah.
Well, here before anybody answers, let's watch this pass and see if anybody can guess, because Sherm, you'll tell them how fast you went, right?
Embarrassingly, yes.
Well, I don't think anybody has anything to be embarrassed about.
So everybody got down to this fast.
So here's Sherm's fast.
I'm going to say 48 mile an hour.
How fast?
I'd say about 48.
Thank you.
Was that close?
Yeah.
That was a 1.5 60 foot.
What mile an hour out the back?
It run at 868 at 66 mile an hour.
Oh, okay.
I told me to put it back in the truck. In the truck.
Of course he did.
I said, man, I'm here. I'm going. He's like, can we take the charge pipe off of it?
Yeah, but then you wouldn't be able to 60 foot it, that's the shitty part.
Even with the charge pipe off, it still makes 1,000 horse.
Okay.
So,
yeah, but when you're trying to go out there and make everything happen in the short, you need everything you got. I was talking about with Johnny Quick a little bit earlier. He was like, man, I was just gonna take my blower hat off, and I was like, yeah, but then you couldn't really 60 foot it like you need to, to get after it in the short to get it propelled.
I screwed up. We shipped it in the drive at 4/10.
Yeah.
But that was 3 pounds of boost, pulled 10 degrees at the timing, and had the tranny dump on the whole path.
Yeah.
I couldn't give it any gas going down the track.
So we basically did that, but just got a lot more creative in a couple other ways. And I kept my foot to the floor the whole pass on both cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen the headers glowing.
They were glowing, bro.
Oh, yeah.
They were hot. 1,800 degree EGTs.
Yeah.
No boost.
Hey,
yeah, so here's the winning pass for you, Chris.
See all that excess fuel just laying in them pipes burning late.
Is that Noah?
How hard were you riding traction control?
I was in it, dude. Really, I'm going to say that if I didn't call my tuner, I would have ran it off the cylinder cut, and I probably would have broke some shit.
Right, probably would have hurt it a little bit, huh?
But I decided after talking to him about what my idea was, and he basically was like, "Yeah, that's going to work, but just if you do bounce off the cylinder cut, don't do it the whole pass." So I basically just, got creative with where I was going to use my traction control so I could utilize my cylinder cut if I needed it. So normally when you ride a dotted line, I'm going to say this. Normally when you ride a dotted line, you want to ride the dotted line, right? Well, in a situation like this, you don't want to really ride the dotted line. You want to be able to set your zones up where you can ride over your dotted line, but have your safeties right there as your net. But you also got to figure out how to run your RPM. You know what I mean? So you don't, nobody needs 9,000 RPM out there, right? But Shannon Davis, dude, makes a killer ass traction control, and the people don't have it. I know it costs more than like the Holly stuff. Wesley Skinner, who's one of my teammates with Team Northeast, he just bought it last week. We were down there at Crossville, Tennessee, and he's seen how well I was working with my car and my son's car. And he's like, dude, I got to get it. Well, honestly, when we went down there as a team. So I split money with him. We did a 70-30, even though Caden won. Wesley got some money off that deal, and it would have went the same way if he won. So he went out and bought himself a Davis. And, it's got cylinder cut and some other – it can throw timing back in it. So if you overshoot, you can add timing. I haven't used the Holly traction control at all. I am building a new car that I thought about. I'm going to buy the Holly traction control so I have it at my convenience, at my fingertips. But one thing that the Holly traction control does do that Shannon Davis doesn't do is it has RPM. So in a situation like where we were at this event, if you had that Holly traction control and you ran your motor off of RPM and not wheel speed curves, then you could control that car a lot better with TPS down track. But I don't have that and I don't use it. So I don't have it, but I thought about it. If I had it, I would have used it, but I don't. So you guys that do have it, obviously you can, but you need what you would need an RPM curve to be able to know how to plot that. If you don't have it, you wouldn't be able to plot it though. So,
right. I know Mork runs it, and I actually just talked to him today about it. He said he liked it because I just watched a Turbo John video, and he runs it. He had just got it, and looked like it changed his ball game pretty
the Holly or the Davis?
The Holly.
Okay. Yes, Brandon called me actually yesterday and asked me what I did, and I didn't. We lost service, and that kind of gave me an out. Then I have to try and tell him I don't want to tell him. So, be honest with you, man. Everybody's got so many tricks. Some people use front wheel speed sensors. Some people only use front wheel speed sensors for traction control. Now, with my son's car, I can tell you that I used the front wheel speed sensor on the first pass we used it, and it killed 10 more mile an hour than it did without it. So it worked, and it actually really worked because when we gave it a lot of authority, it did a tremendous job popping and carrying on and slowing the car down. But it was too much. You know what I mean? It was overlaying with Davis, along with the wheel speed and along with launch apart and everything else and RPM, everything we had going on. It just it was too much. So, but some guys, man, that's all they rely on. They don't even. That's their traction control, front wheel speed sensor. And I use it strictly for information. I use it for data. I usually don't turn it on. Like Crossville, I didn't turn it on in his car, and that car was making some sick ass passes. I hear all these numbers that were thrown around down there, and it made some sick ass passes. And we turned it off, but I was able to use it to be able to see how much wheel slip I was getting throughout the whole pass. And funny, with using the data of the wheel slip that we got at Leachfield is what it's called, Lynchfield, Kentucky this weekend. So on my wheel speed slip, 6% is 0, and we were running 14 the whole way down.
I don't know how the fucking Coke is. No. Yeah, you did.
Oh yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, Fuel Tech has all those options too on the front and rear speed sensor. I don't know how to use it yet. So.
All right, I'll see you later.
Yeah, I mean it's you know how it is, man. All your tools in your toolbox.
Yeah.
The better you know how to use them, the better.
Oh shit.
You know, it's gonna prevail, whether it be a good surface or bad. You know, Friday night when we raced out there at Kentucky, I had too much authority, and I raced Brandon Mork, and Brandon took me out. Well, I actually lost 2 cylinders. I lost number 2 and number 8, about 1.6 and 1.8 into the run, because the cold temps all night and all day, it killed plugs, and we didn't change any plugs from the week before at Crossville, and I watched my EDTs just drop right off at 1.6 and 1.8 in the run. So, like, we gave too much authority of our traction control in the beginning half and in that transition. And then we turned it all off out the back and pretty much had no authority, but the car had no power. But, you know, the surface, like, you know, in a good surface, it can be the other way around. You know, you can kill your 60 foot from giving too much authority. You know what I mean? You guys know how to work it, but it just Saturday was a situation where you needed to throw the kitchen sink at it to slow it down. You know what I mean?
So yeah, which some people caught on to that, and like you say, I noticed a lot were still trying to just get after it.
I seen
you guys
that.
decided to do or get after it real hard in the 60 foot. So in the quarterfinals, you guys decided to do a split.
Yep.
And I'll just share something real quick. Jeff Thomas and I are pretty good friends.
Yeah, he seems like a real good dude.
Jeff's a great dude. So we talk about it. I'm like, bro, you're in the money. You're not going to win any more money. Why don't you just make a 10-mile-an-hour pass? If anybody who knows, you're already in the money. We just got to make a 10-mile-an-hour pass so we can put it in the box. Look how close he is to that freaking concrete.
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
But you know how it is, man. A W is sometimes more important than the money, and I know how I am. I love the W. The money's great,
yeah,
but the W.
I stayed till the end.
W is not, not wadding it up. That freaking that concrete there for the light, that I was not a fan of that being there. I know it is what it is, but man,
Yeah.
that was. I really sitting there watching that. I thought he was coming down on top of it.
That'd be terrible.
I mean, that is Jeff's luck. Jeff has the luck that he would have came down on top of that. But
yeah, man. The when you look at it from that profile, you can see how it looks like a go-kart slick track. It's with baby powder.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, that I did. That was one of the things that kind of baffled me, was they kept blowing it and brushing it. I don't know. What are you guys' opinion? In my opinion,
I was like, stay off. I was like, what are they doing? They were doing it right before my
clean
eyes.
the area up that needs clean, only the area that needs cleaned.
Yeah.
Every time they brush it, it polishes a little more, makes it slippery. That's how we did it in the go-kart track.
The sticky was there. Which, I mean, obviously, this is their first time doing anything, so learning curve to it. But
did you guys happen to walk on the starting line at later in the rounds when all the spectators are up there? It's like the two tracks and the rest of it was just mud anyway.
That was terrible. It was scary.
Well,
that was sketchy.
They were real concerned about the starting line. But listen, anybody that's in this room's been down south where there's pine needles, cigarette butts, beer cans stuck in the fucking puddle when you're street racing, or when you're at dig or die. You know, it don't look no different. So
Yeah.
that's not really the part that you care the most about. It's, you know, past the burnout. Yeah, I wish they wouldn't have brushed it. I think that might have helped a little bit.
Honestly, man, like after third round, you pretty much realized that the service wasn't getting any better. We were stuck with what we were stuck with, and we just had to make the best of it. And usually, anytime I go to a racetrack or a no prep or a back of the track, every pass I'm figuring out another way to get after it. This weekend, I wasn't. After third round, I realized what I had was working, and I just needed to stick with it. Like it didn't. I didn't need to make changes, which is odd because that's not any fun, honestly. Because when you're chasing, whether you're at the track chasing paper or you're at a back of the track and you're chasing your next opponent that's obviously badass going rounds, you obviously want to be able to go faster and faster because you want to be able to make sure you got the upper hand in your next round, providing you get the right lane and having Lady Luck works on your side, and your tune's right there, so you're chasing it. And there, I just wasn't chasing it after that. I just knew that, all right, I need to check over everything, make sure everything in the motor looks sound, still everything's looking good, and then just leave it. And then just, we're still on ethanol. We don't run methanol. We do run a meth spray. We spray meth in the car with injectors, but to cool intake temps. But we're on ethanol, so we still got to ice it. So ice is a pain in the ass. It takes time draining it and doing all that stuff. Where methanol guys, man, all they got to do worry about their really is cooling their car down, cooling their tranny down, and keep filling up their fuel tanks before they put their shit away before the weekend's over, But it's our time in between rounds definitely takes longer with cooling trannies and cooling cars down. The car temps get hotter because you're on ethanol versus methanol, which is nice because when you don't have to chase the tune-up in between rounds, it's a lot less stressful because you can just worry about cooling your car down and go and watch it and seeing what's going on. But when you're trying to chase a tune-up between rounds, sometimes you're rushing to get that tune locked in the car and still draw a chip before you miss the opportunity.
Oh, yeah. Guys are dropping off here. They must not pay their cricket bill. Damn phone ain't working.
So the guys down here, young and boosted, which car did they have?
We didn't. Yeah, we didn't race. I'm glad I didn't race. Honestly, I was gonna take my car, and then it's still all apart from when I did the big wheelie, and I wanted to. And then when we got down there, and the first step I took on the track, I just felt how slick it was. I was like, man, like there's nothing to even explain.
Nah, I told my son, and he's like, when he made his lick, and he was like, Dad, he's like, you said it was bad, but you didn't explain it was that bad. I'm like, how else do I explain it was bad? I said, you're driving across a grass yard onto an icy pond in your Razor or four-wheeler, and just imagine you just doing this, coasting across the pond under throttle the best you can without spinning in a circle.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, but I couldn't really gather it up till I did it. I'm like, I get it.
I get it. Like, and plus, too, like your guys' cars are fast. Like, I got a little high 5-second Monte Carlo, and even then, I'm still like, man, like just trying to get down that it's a challenge. That's definitely it's a tuner's game at that point, and how well you can tune your car in the first 60 foot, and then how well you can drive it after the 60 foot to try and get down.
Yeah,
well,
it is really.
Yeah, I think it's all about momentum. I think Chris nailed it. Get going and just stay going.
Yeah, it was terrible to say it, but like slow and steady won the race. That's it. Like when I say steady, just straight, and the whole idea was like in my mind was not to just let off and coast, but I needed to be able to still spin the tire, keep momentum going as I'm going down, but under control, and that's where the Davis really came into play too.
Did you notice any time difference from your guys' first pass to the final?
I mean, I went from mid sixes to mid sevens to mid sixes, by the end. So I mean, it was a it was definitely we definitely went faster every round. Every round we went faster just because. I mean, when I say I didn't change tune-up, I just tweaked the traction control a little between rounds.
Yeah.
Off the wheel speed. Like I had to pick it after my first pass against the guy with the white, like what was it? Maybe a Mercury or I don't know what it was. He was a nitrous car, but I basically was the pass that I had a lot of boost in the car, and I basically 60 footed it. And as soon as I 60 footed, I felt the tire go away, and I lifted, and the car kind of straightened up. And I was able just to pedal lightly. I looked at my TPS around 25% TPS, maybe 35 the whole pass down. And then I basically utilized that wheel speed from what had happened. And then I basically took that, transferred that over to my son's car, and guessing based off RPM, and I nailed it. And because I nailed it, it made it a lot easier for me to trim it quick. But I tell you, a couple things that chassis-wise people don't realize, my car is a really short wheelbase car. It's 97 inches. So I run a really steep caster. I run 13 degrees of caster on the front, which really keeps the car stable. So what it does is it doesn't oversteer. It's very easy to drive straight. Like when you're some guys, might be all over the place on a 100-inch wheelbase Mustang, but they might have their stock front suspension set up. Might be 10.5 degrees, and the car's going to oversteer. It's going to steer moving quick. I mean, like I know everything from chassis to tuning on my cars. Like I do all of it. I do all of it myself, and I'm a sponge, and I love knowing everything from big tire, from rear steer to preload to negative to positive to wheelie bar heights. Like I've got it really down well. I've just tested. And I tell you, getting a good caster on the front helps a short wheelbase car work well in a situation like that. Because obviously, if you're driving on snow or ice, you got a short wheelbase car and you get out of control, it's going to get out of control a lot quicker than a long wheelbase car where you can kind of, crab walk it, you can drift it. That caster helps a lot for guys that are building stuff and make it a little longer. It might steer a little harder and not have a good turning radius when you're trying to make a 3-point turn. You might take a 10-point turn, but it's going to drive better. And when I race and we do no prep and we're running big tire shit, and when we're driving out of our groove, it doesn't take very much for me to get back into the groove. You don't have to make big drastic moves to make the car work. And that's something that, that is an advantage of having a car that has an altered front suspension, whether it's stock suspension location. If you change your control arm length and you change your struts and you adjust your caster and you get it right, it's a smarter way of making a more controlled car. There's so many things that people can do to make these cars work better. With being stock wheelbase stuff that people don't do, they don't think of, like that, for example. Little stuff like that really helps. I think I was just talking to Wesley Skinner right before I got on here. He called me, he's a buddy, and obviously he's got a badass Chevelle, and he's been a big tire racer forever, and he just went smalls. And I went and set his car up. Now his car's a beast now, and he was complaining about people bitching about small tire stuff being chassis versus non-chassis. And honestly, what was so awesome about this race, and even at Friday night, they allow chassis cars or whatever. And honestly, the Relic is not a faster car than my small tire car. My purpose-built stock suspension, stock firewall, stock floor pan, stock trans tunnel. It's a 60.
Go ahead, sorry.
It's all right. It's a 60 cert car, but it's got all the stock shit that makes it legal. And it's faster on any really no prep than the Relic because it's got weight transfer. It's got 7-inch front stroke shocks where the Relic's got a 3.5. So all these Mustangs that do all this front, they leave the front half basically stock frame or stock front suspension. They are more dominant than any chassis car out there, man. The chassis car's only reason a chassis car would have any advantage is because it can be lighter. And when you put your ballast in your right spots, that you have an overall lighter car. But when it comes down to it, you have to power manage all the same. And some surfaces are only going to take so much power. So I'm out there with the Relic being a chassis car. Yeah, I've got a little more caster maybe on the front of the car, but I did the same thing in the other car. Still stock front suspension. It's still all the stock stuff, But so the complaint people have about up here in the Northeast mainly with chassis cars, it sucks. Going down there and be able to run a chassis car against everything else, that's awesome. I mean, I love being able to put small tire in a Relic, and if you go down there and people aren't prejudiced of the chassis cars, that's great. So I don't know about you guys, but some people hate it. If my son didn't get taken out by lifting, that car could have won. That car would, if him and I lined up, he probably would have beat me actually. So,
Well, I can tell you here in Ohio, we don't care about that. Small tires, 28, 10, 5, no wheelie bars, still roof and quarters, no all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Chassis car, non-chassis car, it don't matter. I've seen
anymore.
Stock frame rail shit boxes with a 4-point roll cage dragging the shit out of chassis cars.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't see there's an advantage.
Not anymore, man. Not with technology. I won Digger Die 3 years ago, and they made me take my traction control out of my car, and I still won it. And they sidelined me because I had a standalone traction control, and everybody else was running it through their standalone, and they couldn't police theirs, but they could police mine. So I was like, all right, no big deal. We took it out. We still won. But it was a chassis car, and then the rule next year was no chassis cars were allowed in Dig or Die, and it sucked. But they were mad because I brought more of a gun to a knife fight. And I said, listen, guys, they make this shit while we sleep. You all can buy the same stuff I bought. My car is an old tube chassis car, square tube. It's nothing. It's mild steel and chromoly. It'll only 750 cert. It's nothing crazy. I paid $4,500 for a partial roller when I got it and finished everything up. It's no big money ride. I just painted and put some clean wheels on it and put some good technology in it. Same stuff everybody could have. Well, like I'm going to say 3/4 of the guys had that down there, and the other quarter did, and they were the ones who were complaining. Well, no big deal, because obviously the year after the service got worse because they moved locations, and there was a lot more people and a lot more guns being brought to a gunfight. And when you go to a race and you're going to have a $20,000-$30,000 pot, $10,000 pot, you're going to get guys that travel, and you're going to get guys that travel that know what they're doing, and they might have that technology. So nowadays, though, everybody's got it, man. Whether Fuel Tech has everything, like Fuel Tech, I think is probably the most efficient standalone, probably on the market. I don't use it, but as far as all of its elements that it comes with factory, I think people can utilize everything from Fuel Tech without having to buy anything else. Like Holly, I think you still have to pay $500 and unlock their traction control. I think Fuel Tech just comes with it.
Yeah, Fuel Tech comes with it. It'll do the front rear speed sensor, run off the RPM. Does all that. Like my car is just a back half ladder bar, big tire car that I raced big tire with forever, and then I finally couldn't get any street racing with it anymore. We put smalls on it, and we've been out trying to battle it out ever since. But basic same deal you're talking.
Yeah. I mean, I wish that everybody would just allow everybody to race. Like people complain about big tire cars not being any fun or not being a lot of big tire cars, so big tire cars start putting small tire cars on. All it does is make the pot bigger. Most of them don't usually win. I don't know, man. I mean, there's a lot of rules nowadays. Different places have different rules. I know that when you go down south in the Midwest, 29.5 is still considered a small tire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Arizona last year street racing, California, I went to the Bodie race, and half of the people out there raced their small tire in a 29.5. Then half the state was still a 28, 10.5, like we are here or whatever.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, I like a 29.5, man. You can go fast on a 29.5. It's like a damn big tire.
Yeah, it's huge compared to a 28.
Huge,
Jasper
bro.
had them out there beside each other. Quite a bit big difference.
Huge, dude. It's it's a fast tire. Definitely go fast on them. I haven't run one since I guess I won a JJR and dropped a small tire like 3 years ago in Delaware, 2-3 years ago, and that's the last time I run a 29.5. I haven't been on one since then.
So of you guys that are on here, who do you feel made the most impressive pass of the entire event?
I'll tell you, from where I was standing, like probably about 200 foot out, it was freaking crazy. No car after when you guys got to me, no car was in the throttle. Everybody was out of it. And you guys were sideways or just coasting. And then you flip the throttle a little bit, but it was crazy standing down there just to see like the perspective from like down track a little bit and then hear cars or see the cars go by you and nobody's in the throttle. Like, this is freaking crazy. Like, I've never, like, something like that is just insane to me. I've never been to a race that sketchy. I thought War in the Woods, Jeff's race, I always thought that was sketchy. And then I raced it. I'm like, honestly, it's not that bad. I mean, yeah, it's sketchy, but when we went down here, I'm like, oh boy, this is
War in the Woods is a radial prep track compared to what we were just on.
I don't even know if you can compare anything to what you guys were on to like anything really. That is
a nice track, wet rain race.
Yeah,
I raced a rain race one time in Cottonwood, and that was the only thing I can compare to that race that I raced with you guys the other night. But what's that?
A rain race? You guys raced in the rain?
Here's what it was. We were in Cottonwood. It was a JJ arm drop, and it rained for 3 days. So it rained again in the middle of the race. So the track was the front half of the concrete was drying, the back half of the concrete wasn't. So the back 50 to 75 foot where it crossed the stripe and goes into transition to asphalt was still wet. So we were like, man, this is sketchy. Like, how are we going to stay in the wood trying to drive somebody door to door to the stripe and not crash when you get across when you're crossing into the wet going through the 600 foot, basically, because it was wet from 620 out. So JJ goes out there in the purple car with Ugly Duckling, rips a wheelie on the starting line, goes out about 80, 100 foot, comes back, turns around, is like, it's good, we're rolling. I'm like, all right, well, so we're all like, all right, you ripped the wheelie up here, go out there, 600 foot rip wheelie. So we race. I make it down to the finals with Lee Roberts, and before that, Flipper crashed, Mustang Mike crashed, Precious crashed, somebody else crashed, all at the finish line. It was all wet. So you're driving basically at 150 at that point into the wet under acceleration. So that was very similar to what we were doing the other day, and it was sketchy, man. It was just, at that time, it was the sketchiest thing I ever done drag racing up till Saturday night. But you basically, it's funny because when I seen the first guy, I don't know who it was, they threw their chute open and drove with their chute open, and I'm like, that's not a bad idea, but if you catch the other car, if you catch the guardrail, it might yank the car around. But guys were basically throwing their chutes down there at 600 foot. So if they were getting sideways through the wood at the stripe, the chute would catch them.
Whoever was in the Malibu pulled his parachute 150, 200 foot out, but wasn't going fast enough, and it didn't even deploy.
That was Noah.
I thought that was fun. I don't know. I agree with some. I see both sides of it because one, it's really sketchy. Yeah, it was really slick, but in the other aspect where everyone's talking about the drivers knew what they were getting into, I can see that too because I don't know. I look at it when Tim McAmis did that viral video where he's like, if you pull up in the box and the guy next to you is a window looking fucked hard, back your foot out of the box. It's like whenever you walk up and you feel the surface before first round, if you don't like it, don't race your shit. And everybody raced. And so I see it both sides, but then again, I didn't fucking race. So I don't know.
Did you realize the starting line surface never felt good, and you could 60 foot the fuck out of the car?
Yep.
It never felt good, dude. Never. And you could leave hard.
I walked up second round, and I was talking to David, and we were kind of talking about how what we were filming, and then I started feeling the tracks. And I'm like, dude, this isn't even sticky. It feels exactly like how it was whenever we first got here. There's fucking nothing here. Then you guys doing wheelies, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know. It's like going out and racing, putting your car out in a fucking barn with concrete floor and then just sending it to a fucking hook. That was
We rolled out there and did our burnout. Oh, burnout let off the gas and it barks the tires like we're at the track. I was like, maybe
if somebody did a burnout and you got out to me and they were on the brakes sliding. Like they were like it was just sliding on ice. I'm like, oh my God, this is insane.
It barked, we backed up. I was like, maybe I misjudged it. And then it left like 133. I had 10 degrees timing out of it, trying to soften it up just on motor. And as soon as we got out of our burnouts, the rubber's gone. It was over. It was like being on a snow road. I don't know.
Yeah, it was, dude. It was like a snow road. I told my son, I said, look, I said,
must have been that stripper glitter.
What's that?
I said it must have been that stripper glitter got us hooked up to the 60-foot.
Maybe that rocket track wheel. So the guy Chris Lane up on the right-hand side, I know that name. What is he got? Is he the racer or is he the stripper glitter cat?
He's a stripper glitter guy.
Okay.
I'm nobody special. Don't worry.
I've heard your name around. I've never had the opportunity to see you or meet you. So.
Oh, hi.
Right on, brother.
So who gets more style points than this guy on this pass?
He spins this out. Then he does a donut.
What the world?
That right there doesn't show how bad
That's the race. I think that's the squad everybody that I've talked to has talked about that's seen the race. They talk about the pit dude that did donuts.
There's a meme in Blue Collar with like the dude singing Ice Ice Baby, but his head's that wagon. Talking about putting on a show.
Jeez.
Those dudes in that Pinto are so rowdy. They're so rowdy from last year at Windy Hollow down there. And they're dragging the bumper off of it, scraping the guardrail, and not lifting. And one, I mean, they're just rowdy. So.
Oh, that was that car?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, those guys dragged the bumper for like 85, 100 feet, bumping off the guardrail.
I remember that. That was nuts.
Yeah, they don't care about
Look at
that.
That was awesome.
That's crazy.
My fucking Audi could have probably went down that surface and got around most of these guys.
You ain't kidding. You should have seen the Tesla. I don't know if you did see it. It looked like it made the fastest pass there.
It made a lick. When
a factory Tesla, 30-day tags, one big tire.
Was that platter to the plate? What do they call the one that runs like
the plaid or whatever?
Yeah, plaid.
Was that a plaid?
Like 530s.
Yeah.
It was the plaid on like slow mode or whatever they said.
Oh yeah, and even in the finals he spun.
Yeah.
Well, we drew the three. Me and my son drew the 3 all-wheel drive. So I beat the GTR and the Clips, and then he lost to the 3000. Well, when we drew them, my son, I was not making my draws. They were drawing my chips for me. Come back. I'm like, so we dodged some bullets. He's like, oh yeah, we're good. I'll go up in the lanes. I'm like, we got the GTR beside us, and the other all-wheel drive. I'm like, thought you said we dodged some bullets. I'm like, we got the only all-wheel drives here. And I thought for sure we were going to go out. I'm like, there's no way these guys aren't going to be able to make this lick. I'm like, if these guys, I didn't know if they had standalones on their car or if they were just going to have to drive the shit out of them. And
that Eclipse made a hell of a pass.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, that Eclipse was flying.
Yeah,
first one. It was the first car that had to use the second turnoff.
I guess we raced him second or third round.
Yeah, they were flying, and that old GT, that thing moved pretty good too. On that surface, I was impressed, but still, not just the surface was definitely the equalizer, even against all-wheel drive cars.
I thought the all-wheel drives were going to win it when I realized they were in the class down there, and we were on such a shit surface. I thought we were going to be all done for. I was like, well. Once I got past the one, then I got past the other. Then my son drew the third one, the 3000. I just told him, I'm like, look, dude, just don't make any sudden movements and just don't get out of it unless you feel like you're going to crash the car. Then get out of it. Well, he hit the brakes and he lost, obviously, but no big deal. He was safe. He didn't get hurt. His birthday was Sunday. I wanted him to live to see his birthday. And he didn't crash the car, and everybody was safe and didn't hurt nobody else, so it worked out good. It was all good.
Well, happy birthday.
The track is cool, and it'll like whenever they grind it and everything like that, it's gonna be a badass track. And I bet you, whenever they do that and they hold the first race, and everyone's like, "Oh wow, these cars are flying," the track is gonna pop off. It's down in the freaking holler in Kentucky, but it's still
better widen that damn bridge.
Hey, I drove my motorhome and trailer at 1 o'clock in the morning in that place down this back ass 2-lane trail to this 1-lane bridge that I said, I don't even think this is gonna fit over that fucking
Or
bridge.
not afraid you're gonna fall through it. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
we got
shit.
straight and boost launched the motorhome to make sure we could jump it if we needed. There was no problem after that. Everything was good. That place is insane.
We followed Brandon Mork and Joey in with Boost 12, and he went in front of me with his and I'm glad I followed them in because I never would have went down the right road. I would have took the gravel spectator path because that's where my GPS was taking me.
Mine too. I had to back out in the middle of the night.
Oh my God, dude. I can't imagine. So thank God I followed them, and still that hill going down and everything was just big, dude. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be a lot coming out. So we get up to the bridge, he goes over, and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I'm glad he's going over before I am. So yeah, I get it, dude. I think the amenities of the track, as far as the mud and some of that stuff, needs to go away a little bit just to make it more
better policing.
What's that?
Better policing of like
just
everything, and just
they stone some of the stuff in, they asphalt the mud down beside the track, and put actual proper guardrails or walls or something. So if somebody does drive off the track, they're not going to kill themselves and get speared by the guardrail or hurt some spectators. They get that stuff all squared away. I think them old farmers that built that thing will have something cool. As long as all the Karens in the neighborhood don't complain about the traffic and stuff, because you know how that shit works. They just kicked the one off. I mean, who knows what kind of aftermath they're dealing with back there with neighbors from people going through or throwing trash out, or who knows what. But you know how people get, man. So, and then it's even more than that. Like they're agricultural down there, and then all of a sudden the tax man and the zoning guy jumps in and he wants a piece of the action. It's that all that kind of shit always comes into play, and then they might be $500,000 into that track right now. They get another $300,000-$400,000 into it, making all the other amenities perfect, and then you got somebody complaining, and it just that's the tough part,
Yeah, well, we got Jeremy Decker on here now.
That's what I was just getting ready to say.
We're doing away with all the guardrails.
Yeah,
it's going to be a poured wall the whole way down. Which
Awesome.
I talked to some of those guys, and they, I think it probably just maybe the event happened a little sooner than the facility was ready for. But on the other end of it, I'm sure it's a damn good learning curve for them. And
yeah, they seem like good dudes.
Yeah, it seemed like everyone at that track was real cool. And then after the sponsorship, and then $30,000 for 34 cars to show up, that's insane. I've never heard of a payout like that with such little cars. The track's cool. All of it's going to be cool. I don't know. They got to prep it and get some races down it to get enough rubber to no prep race there or not. But once they're going to have to
grind the surface, I think, to get the surface where it doesn't need resin and gold dust and all that stuff every time they run the place, because as slick as it is, if they don't do something with the surface to where it actually allows grip even when there's not glue down, it's always going to be slick. So unless they plan on going out there and doing a Jason Miller 2-hour prep before the race, or gluing it, or if you're going to have a no prep down there, it's always going to be that slick unless they do something to make the surface less fine. That's just, even if they drug it right now for 3 weeks, drug it with prep resin and gold dust and got it all the rubber down you can, it's still going to be like a go-kart, like a slick track. So when you go out there, unless the sun's on it, bringing it around, if it's cold temps and it's always going to be slick. That's just how that concrete's going to be. They're going to have to just do something to make it rougher. You can't go back and groom it, but they can definitely groove it or plane it.
Yeah, I think that it's so polished that finish is going to start breaking off there like it is when we were there.
Well, the reason it's breaking off, though, is what happened. So when you hard trowel finish a floor like that, you burn it off with trowel machines, whether you're sit on or hand trowels. But what happens is, and Jeremy told me, they stopped the trowels in a couple spots, and you can see where they stopped the trowels. Well, when you stop the trowel blades are like 300 degrees, and that's the top surface of concrete's really hot. It'll literally, you touch it, it'll burn your hand. Well, they were pouring in a 100-degree day, and they're throwing down water, and it was already a 10-slump concrete. So they're throwing the water down, trying to keep the concrete wet so they could trowel and get it finished. Well, what that does is it makes the top of the concrete spall. So if you pour concrete when it's cold, it's going to spall. If it freezes, if you pour it when it's too hot, it's going to spall. So that shit that's going on there is probably going to keep on happening, and that doesn't show its face for sometimes 6 months to a year. So it's only going to get worse, and they know that too. So if they grind it, they'll fix that.
I was telling Josh that I do concrete as well, so we were talking about that on the starting line.
Yeah, I told him he could use Ardex to fix that. That's a chemical that we use.
Yeah,
to try and fix the spalling now, but until they grind it. But he said they're gonna. I guess Happy was saying they're gonna do something like grind it. Whatever they do, it doesn't matter. I mean, we'd attend again if it's better than that. I would go down there. Somebody said they wanted to put some big money on it. I'd go down and race them on it again before they did it. But I would. I would.
You were the only two-wheel drive car there that was really getting down. I didn't see another car that made a full pass besides your cars.
Yeah, I mean, I stayed in the wood, like I said, the whole pass, every pass. Only time I got out of it, I think, was a little bit in the semifinals when the LTD jumped on me. I knew that I didn't need to stay all the way to stripe because I already had it. I already had the pass. Like, I seen him jump, and I knew that I was out in front of him at that point. But that was the only pass I think I lifted a little early just because I wasn't trying to hurt my motor.
Yeah, it sounded like it was going to come apart for sure.
We got Derek Woods wants to know what you thought about US 60, Chris.
I liked it, dude. There's a track back home we race that right now that has become an outlaw track. It's called Capitol Raceway. It used to be a gangster ass sticky mafia track where if you wanted to chase paper, and I broke some personal records and did my personal best there. I actually even, did my world record quarter mile pass there in the Relic. And that track reminds me of that track. So I like it. They said the shutdown was bad, but honestly, I wasn't going fast enough really there to feel the bad shutdown. I've heard some guys telling me that the shutdown was a little rough, but I was only doing 140 couple there, so I wasn't going real fast.
And then we had another one. Cliff wants to know who put you out Friday.
Brandon Mork. Brandon Mork beat us. He told me that he was runner-up in the last – I think he won and was runner-up in the last two races there. So he told me he put his tune up that he had in the past. And even though it was 24 degrees, I guess it worked. He said he beat Carp there in some race they had recently. Carp was racing. But I guess he said that he actually beat him to the stripe, but because they used the beams and his front end was so high, his front end didn't trip the beam, the tire did. So like it would be if you were staging. So they called him a Carp anyway, so he didn't actually win it, but he said he was actually first to the stripe. But he's badass. He's fast.
That's the third time that's happened in this year.
Actually. Oh, really?
That's the third race.
Yeah, I think it was on
because of that.
Yeah, I think it was on the wheels through the finish line. I saw the video when one of the other guys posted it at that race. It was crazy.
Yeah. So his car, 60 foot's like a monster. And I actually slept a little bit on that light when I raced him to top it off. But the car wasn't running right. The car didn't go up on boost right either. And then, like I said, it actually killed two cylinders, 1.6 and 1.8 in the run. Number 2 and number 8 went out. So when I was going out the back, it was just I had what I had. But I made a tune-up, so next time I go to US 60, I'll be after it.
What was the difference at the stripe between you and Mark? Because his car's no joke. You gotta have your shit together to outrun him.
So he probably had me by a car and a half.
Yeah.
Maybe even 2. He had me by whatever he left me on. And if you look at the video he posted, he was already 2 cars out on me before I left the line.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was that bad. Like I slept where he guessed the light and I slept, which made it twofolds bad.
Yeah.
But and then my car didn't operate as good as it should have, so the lick wasn't as bad. But I wouldn't have beat him unless I could have 60-footed him like he went. I would have never beat him. I imagine he probably went a 520 at 140, maybe 136 to 140. I was reeling him in a little bit, but he also said his throttle cable broke on that pass at the end of the race. So I was reeling him back in, and I only went like 141.9 that pass. So, and I don't mind telling the times there either because I mean it was slow. It was a 530, a 531, I think, at like 141 some change. But my son's car, if he didn't take himself out, he could have won it because he was faster than me. And that car worked so much better. I could 60-foot that car a solid number to a number and a half better than I could do the Relics. I use second gear leave on the Relic. It's got a close ratio 3-speed that we use on big tire. So we leave in second gear on small tire on that. So I can't 60-foot that car. It's hard on a really good surface like I can entry level. That car has got a 148 first, and it leaves like a motherfucker, man. But he took himself out with his jump, so we never even got a chance to get after it in the next pass. But he probably would have went high teens his next pass at 144 to 146, I'd say. He would have, I don't know what Joey ran. I didn't ask, but that's where I think he would have been that next pass. And it is what it is. We got to tune up for next time.
Yeah, it's a good track. It flies. Let's see if there's any more. Jeremy, I don't think yours. Does anybody at 80 or 60 or 70 miles an hour think Jeremy's track was too short of a shutdown?
Well, it was so short. I mean, it was so slow. It was perfect. Like you just, I think if you're doing 160 there, you're going to have trouble slowing down.
Yeah. They said something about extending it out. They were going to take it like where they had everything caution taped off. They're going to take it all the way down there, which would really help out with shutdown and everything like that.
Well, one thing they definitely need to do right now, if they don't change shutdown even for the next pass, is they 100% need to asphalt like 30 foot over. So when you're in the right lane and you're trying to make the turn to get on a return road, you don't have to do a 3-point turn to get out of the right lane into the back, because that's the only thing I could say that could be an immediate fix if that ends up being one of their permanent turnoffs. Just because you got to, if you don't have that guy down the end of the track stopping you, showing you that the guy's behind you, like letting you know to get turned around, you're safe, you're not going to back into that cat. I got rear view mirrors in the rear view so I can see on my car, but most guys don't. So you're not going to see anything. You can't look past your cage to see who's behind you. So that definitely needs, any of you guys that know Jeremy or somebody, maybe make that suggestion to do that, because I forgot to say something to them guys about that. Something
he's on here now.
Okay. He's
on here now, so.
Cool.
I didn't have any trouble, but I just used the first turnaround. I don't know what one you were talking about.
The end. I used the end. I was yeah. I couldn't make the first turnaround on any of them, any pass.
Yeah, I think, he said he hears everybody, what their feedback is. So, yeah, with the plans they have, I think it's going to be an awesome place.
Yeah.
Just, you guys are off to a great start, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Keep it up, man.
Kudos, man. You guys got a cool little cow pasture playground.
There's a lot of land too. It's set up nicely. How they have it all set up and how they have everything like laid out is perfect. It really is. It's going to be a big track whenever, like a big name track whenever they get everything figured out and get out of the trial stage of everything like that.
Well, I'm assuming it's going to stay outlaw. It's not going to become some sort of IHRA or NHRA sanctioned stuff, I would imagine.
I wouldn't think so.
I would hope not,
honestly.
I would also hope not.
Yeah.
I don't even think no one knows it's there except for us.
They know now.
One day they started
Somebody
pouring
gonna find
concrete,
out.
and we're going racing. That's how that one works.
The dude, when they posted that up, they're like, "Yeah, there's a brand new track built, and nobody knows about it." I'm like, "How's that happen?" I'm like, "Okay."
It just does, I guess.
People don't keep secrets in the damn digital age, but they did.
Yeah, that place is very cool. I would go back. I would go back in a second. You know, sure, get a little traction would be nice, but I had fun there. I thought it was a great place.
It was a good time.
I'd take the Monte Carlo or the S10 down it once they get everything figured out for sure. It will be a fast track whenever they grind it and get some prep down and everything like that. It'll turn into a fast track.
I mean, I didn't think it was going to be as bad as it was. You know, I was the first pair down. I just thought, hey, it's probably a little slippery, but it ain't nothing we never done before. I would have probably just pretty much shut my stuff off at 0.1 or something. I mean, 1.1 or something. But now what I had going on there wasn't working.
You were first pair, right? With Pat?
Me and Patrick. Yeah.
Whenever you guys went down and you guys were both slipping and sliding, I was standing behind. I'm like, holy shit! Like
you guys set the tone for everything. We were all up there like, all right, let's see what the hell's going to happen. You guys 60 foot of like monsters, and it was immediately like, whoop, 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 whoop.
We had our hands full. We definitely had our hands full. I got back to the trailer. I jumped in the golf cart with Daniel. We cruised up there. I told everyone, I said, whatever you have in this, turn it down twice as much, and you might be able to go down there. Everyone just laughed at me. Then we watched that whole first round, and people just wadding them up one after another.
Yeah.
March of next year. Nice.
So,
yeah, I feel terrible for anybody that water stuff up, man. Even Nate came out and was like, yo, everybody turn their shit down. Turn their shit down. This is crazy slippery. I'm like, give me the laptop.
I was telling them, but everyone's like, yeah, whatever. They don't know me, so I was just a chump that couldn't get down it or whatever. But I told everyone, turn it down as much as you can. I'm telling you. Shit was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Cool.
Well, what's up, Brandon? So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think we've said it all.
Yep.
You know, it was a good race, a good and bad weekend of racing, but I think everybody learned a lot, and probably.
Right on. I think the whole weekend was sweet. Hats off to the Decker guys, and happy for putting that on. I can't believe the money they gathered up for everybody. That's insane.
Yeah, that was
Brandon's about to get banned again. Jeez, where the hell were you at Friday, Mark?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I was here. I don't know. I was talking about going down there, and I woke up late because I ain't got shit to do. It's snowing here in Michigan, and then I didn't have time to make it to 60. So we loaded up and headed down to down to Kentucky or whatever.
Brandon working on his next ban. I'm not getting banned anymore. I can't. Fucking 90 days fucking on this account. I can't get banned anymore. These buttons, whoa boy.
It's hard to follow all these comments while on here because you don't see them.
I can't see him.
So I got my phone here.
Brandon Moore, everyone's chanting. Let's go, Brandon. He's a funny mofo, man. I first met him out in Chi-Town this past
Oh Lord.
That's the first thing he said when we got to the starting line, Limpy. Here comes Brandon. He's like, fuck Mork.
That dude is hysterical, man.
Mork's boy, his son, was talking to us. Next you know, he pulls out a fucking switchblade. I'm like, what the fuck? We're about to take all my lunch money and my fucking snacks.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Oh my god! It can't be as bad as what's his name's child that had a taser at the last pacemakers race, and if you didn't pay him, he was tasing you.
You gotta do what you gotta do. It's hard out here.
Jeez.
So I didn't realize, Chris, you're the guy that Wes always tells me about. And actually, you put on a bunch of events, or you guys have a team of guys that actually like run events, right?
Yes, that's correct.
That's right. I knew I met you before too at Berkeley.
Yeah. I was there. We were there. We did Matt Rice's race one time,
Yep.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
He always talks highly of you, man. He's like, yo, is that Chris Lane race? Oh, there's gonna be people there, man. You definitely do that race. I'm like, all right.
I love Wesley. He's such a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He talks highly of you too, man. He definitely supports you and definitely lets everybody know if you guys are operating and running an event that it's going to be well done.
Yep. We try, man.
And when you guys actually ran that race with, oh man, it was a good race. You guys did great.
Try, man. No, we had a good time. I miss going back there and doing stuff there.
Well, I know Wes likes to kick off some stuff occasionally. I'm sure he'd probably kick something off with you at some point again. If you guys wanted to come down and do it. I mean, I know that they've had different people come in and do different stuff there.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, for sure.
Limpy, you want to come on real quick? I sent you the link. You can tell us how you really feel about Brandon, and I won't send him the link.
Oh,
can't respond.
Man,
Brandon said Chris Lane tried to touch me in the dark, super weird.
Oh gosh, this guy.
I didn't know Mama was on here. I wouldn't have ratted their boy out like that. It's hard. I hear kids are just trying to get snacks nowadays.
Oh, jeez.
Guys, thank you for the chips. I ate those fucking barbecue cheese nips up. Those things are fucking great.
What's that?
The chips you brought me, those barbecue cheese nips.
Oh yeah,
great.
The real question I have of the weekend: did Mort take his shirt off at any point in the two events?
He got down to short sleeves now, and then it started getting a little chilly out, and he put his sweatshirt back on. So,
oh, what a guy!
Super big trouble in the house now.
Go ahead, Limpy. Tell Brandon how you really feel, and I'm not going to bring him on to respond.
You gotta bring Brandon on. He's the wittiest motherfucker you can have on here.
I think the volume's up too loud.
Hold on. All right. I had the Facebook going.
Did the event really happen if Mork didn't take his shirt off?
That's 100% the honest to God's truth. Limpy, would you like to say something?
What do you say? Fuck Mark. He already knows it. He likes it.
So I don't know Mork that well. What's he known for getting undressed? Was he a pretty boy? Hollywood?
He ain't got no jacket like this.
Yeah, he don't like wearing a shirt.
Oh boy. Oh shit.
Usually when he gets a little hot and heavy, he likes taking the shirt off and he just walks around with no shirt on.
He's the one that dug all the coal patch down at Crossville. And then everyone's like, what are you doing? He says, look, if you're going to stop me, you're going to have to fight me. He called the whole crowd out. There's like 50 people standing there.
Yeah, I like that cat. He's a good dude. I like him a lot. We met him out there in filming this past year in Chi-Town with Juicin. That's the first time I met him, and he was wild, bro. Funny. Just my jaws were hurting from laughing.
Yeah, he's wild, all right.
Oh yeah, Brandon's a good dude. Hey,
got fast car too. I don't know what's in that thing. Is it a Coyote? What's the kind of motors in his car? Is it LS or Coyote?
Precedent.
I think it's a small black Ford.
Is it?
I believe.
He's a bleed blue guy, huh?
I'm not for sure.
Yeah, he likes blue balls for sure. I'll say that out loud.
Hey, Brandon, against my better judgment, I sent you the link to come on here, man. You're probably going to get all our Facebook accounts.
He won't do it.
At this point.
Mork gonna get all of his name.
It's all right.
I sent on Messenger.
Fuck all y'all.
Who the hell put Brandon's chest for president? Oh God.
I'm gonna do my best Brandon Mork impression.
Brandon Moore's got muscle figure in your head.
Oh boy.
Ashley said, "Oh God, you guys, here he goes."
That's a real old boy right there.
I'm gonna bet somebody $10 his live feed pops up. He is not wearing a shirt.
Oh my God.
You have no pants, so we jump out in like Speedo. Superman Speedo. There you go.
That was it.
Oh God.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, you know what's fucked up?
Listen,
is you.
I bet you it can get worse than last week around here right now.
I had Joey Rabiola's butthole on my fucking background in my Zoom, and I got into a court fucking meeting, and I was on hold for 10 minutes on Zoom for court, and the judge goes, "What the fuck is on your background?" And that was my name, and I had Joey's butthole on there. That's how it all started. That was real nice. Yeah. As for continuing actually talking to him that day.
You didn't win that one, did you?
We didn't. We haven't been there yet. Try that later. But yeah, no, I was just in the garage pulling that fucking dent out of my quarter real quick. Fucking pissed me off.
You got to have that thing pretty for PRI.
What'd you say? You were in your garage getting bent over your quarter panel.
Yeah, just you've been in there. You know what goes on in there. Like you're not gay.
Oh my God.
That big beard of yours.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
What's up, you goons?
Over on his quarter panel on his garage.
We just been sitting here talking about you and your hairy chest.
It's not hairy. It's bare and cold, you know. Bunch of clowns.
Oh God.
No, I got a lot of shit this weekend. These two between Mr. Grudge Racing there and Limpy. I was fucking catching shit every time I turned around.
Hey, I apologize. I even told you I loved you, and I was sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Don't tell him that. He'll take you.
I don't do that often.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm used to it. I got tough skin. So, yep, that's about it. What's up, Ray? Can you over there count your money or what?
Count my pennies, man. I split it up between everybody.
Yeah, I know. I was surprised you guys did that. I was actually surprised after Friday that Noah even got involved in a split. Maybe it was just because how Saturday or Friday turned out.
He knew that he said that if it wasn't such a shitty surface and he actually felt like he could race to the stripe with a solid pass, then he would not want to split. And I had said that I didn't want to split, but my wife wanted me to split. She's like, if you crash shit up, we came all this way. You got two cars in it. You need to split. And
You didn't see that? No.
it was just like, it made sense. It just made sense. It's just, it wasn't about being greedy over it. The W is always important to me, man. The money's always a bonus, but the money, I didn't go there to expect it to be a $30,000 pot. So
no, that was crazy.
You know what I mean? I figured it was going to be 10 grand, 15 grand maybe. So even if I went down to a split and it was 50-50 or 70-40, that I might only came home with 5-6 grand or better anyway. So it was fine,
right.
dude. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm building
nice. Yeah.
What in the is Limpy actually live or is he froze?
I think he's playing peekaboo.
Minutes is low.
I was surprised you guys finished racing. I was surprised you guys finished racing after you split.
We all wanted to race, dude. I definitely wanted to finish. I didn't want to just stop. I mean, somebody brought up the split. Somebody mentioned it to me, and I was like, I guess if that's what they want to do, I'm not going to debate it. And then we had to do a redraw anyway, so they brought Noah back up. and I actually drew the bye that round. So had I not split, then I would have been more money for the next round. But it didn't matter. I mean, I wanted to race. I definitely wanted to finish it out. I felt comfortable in the past. I mean, honestly, man, I road raced motorcycles professionally for 4 years back in early 2000s, late 90s. We road raced in the rain. So, it was what we did. Like, you're dragging your knee at 140 mile an hour and you're sliding around in the rain. I mean, I was comfortable, and I've done a lot of drifting stuff in my years when I was younger, in girlfriend's cars, pulling the e-brake, and a lot of side-by-side dumb shit and wrecking shit. So I felt really comfortable. I didn't feel bad with it. And then when I knew I could keep the foot to the floor the whole pass, I definitely wanted to ride it out. I didn't even think that I was going to get beat, but you never know. Like, I was beat. I was actually hard on parts. I was hard on mechanical parts doing what I was doing. So I didn't know, like, if I broke something, then I'm fucking out. I'm out, shit out everything, Yeah.
So the way you were running your equipment there with all that timing and all that shit coming out of it didn't sound nice.
Yeah, just being hard on stuff. Like everything, when I every round I get back and I shut the car off, right? But before I cool everything down, I go to recrank it to make sure it cranked like it was on all 8. Because if it give me the like, all right, I'm tool open valves, something's going on.
Yep.
But everything was good.
Yeah, that's good. That's good shit.
Yeah.
Lippy, what's up with that fake MC thing you were wearing all weekend?
The what?
That MC fucking your wannabe biker shirt you were wearing.
Wannabe?
Yeah.
I forgot you're young. You don't know about the Brotherhood Street Racers.
How old are you, Mort? Like 25 and a half?
No, I'm old. I'm 36.
Oh, you're young. He's old. You are young, boy. Christ, you probably know what my car was.
You got this young and boosted kid on here. He's like 6.
Hey, and I'm 21. Fucking Avery, 18. Shit.
I got a kid older than him.
Yeah. I got 2 of them older than him.
I'm 39 and holding for like the last 3 years.
There you go. How old's your boy?
Mine?
Yeah.
He just turned 16 yesterday.
Yeah. So I know I felt like you might have been a little upset because I felt like Mama pulled the plug on him because it was his birthday, and I was like, "Oh man, he's a
did, bro." But yeah, she was worried about him, and honestly, man, I was worried about him. I wanted to see him. I wanted him to make sure he's seen his birthday, and it was, dude, it was not a surface for anybody really that had never fooled around driving on ice and snow and black ice and everything else. If you've never done any of that, you're green. You've had to have done that to know what it's like. And I was talking to some buddies today that watched the race, and they're promoters. They like Ronnie Silicott. He's a promoter, and he's like, "Oh, and that's the race you were at?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Dude, it was bad, but it was that bad." I'm like, "Bro," it was like driving down the highway at 75, and all of a sudden you just hit, 600 foot of black ice, and you got 30 feet on each side of you. Maybe. He's like, "Fuck, it was that bad." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it was like that bad."
Yeah, I think the tell-all to it was that orange wagon when he spun out and he was sitting there and he was flapping the gas and the car wasn't moving. I was like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Don't hide now, Mort. I heard you talking shit.
Oh,
I heard you talking shit.
Yeah, there's another young little bastard.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Walking around with his high school letters on at the race.
Yeah, ring. Yeah, ring.
I was gonna wear it. I was getting chilly,
Oh. How did Boost 12 do in that car? How far did he go with that street car? Joey.
He lost second round to the Prestons. He was doing the same shit like you kind of were. He was they had that red car, that Derek's car they were running that stock 5 on nitrous or whatever. It was like perfect amount of power for that track.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was running the car the same way. He was kind of just pulling it hard for the first second and a half. It sounded like he shutting it off.
Yeah.
So that's about all you can do there. It's been pretty funny. I see there's a couple people like hassling Schoolboy today saying that he's not a real no prep racer. He was bitching about that surface and all this fucking shit. And then turns out dude's got a bracket car. I'm like, oh, that makes
Dude,
sense.
all
now.
those dudes talking shit on blue collar. I was on there earlier. All them guys running out ain't never even been down a fucking track, let alone went
They're
around
couch,
racing.
they're couch stars. Some of those
Yeah,
guys, recliner talkers.
Yeah, you
Get
know
it.
what's bad when my wife's in there fucking swinging at him. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, they're on there telling me like, because I put my video in there and they're like, oh, look at that, can't drive. You should be in a race car. Like, man, you guys have no idea how slippery that was.
No, when you guys left first pair, it was pretty fucking nasty. Like,
Bro, you came
slide.
out, dude.
Yeah,
you
just
Brandon,
letting
you
it
come
hang
running
right
down.
off the bat.
Yeah, but Brandon come running down and Callie come running down. Fuck this! Take it all out 1 second. It's fucking crazy. We're like, we're all like, okay, laptop.
Yeah, I had like mess in Nick's car, and then I seen you guys go down first pair, and I went flying back to the laptop, and I pulled it down like another 7 pounds, and then I seen another 3 pairs going. I'm like, fuck, get it back, we're going to 0. Like, this
Dude, I did the same thing you did, Brandon. I pulled it from 32 to 18, and then I'm like,
holy
we need to go to
shit.
0.
Yeah, 18. Holy fuck. Oh, here we go. See, she's talking shit.
She said, I just simply offered him to race me.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm sure.
Jeez. Yeah. Gonna have to call the motor guy and have him change some shit.
What turbo is in your car, Brandon?
Bullseye twins.
What size?
I got 83, 87s.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a small block Ford?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep. Yeah, it was it started off, my motor was Manny Bajinga's X275 motor.
Oh, nice.
So good equipment. It's Disoma stuff. You know, I mean, literally, I changed plugs once this year. I got about 200 runs on it. I checked the valves 4 times and maybe changed oil 5 times. But
wow,
that was it. The car just it always just runs good. So
that's pretty damn good, man.
We're gonna put a lighter block in it this year, and put a Shelby block in it this year. That aluminum deal, and then
well, when you only track race, I guess that's all you can do.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. After I struggled at Crossville, I went back to my buddy Dave Clayput from Performance, and we got some cool shit we're gonna try this year for that back end stuff and some bad streets.
What's the nitromethane in it? Works great on the back end stuff.
Yeah, that's not what I need. Is more power. So
you need more power, Scotty. More power.
Yeah, no, I think we're gonna try to leave in 1-1. So we'll see. But I got my license back finally, Limpy, so I can start fucking around again, bastard.
I know. You've been crying about it.
Yeah.
What's up?
What happened to your license? You lost your license? What, an NHRA license or driver's license?
Yeah, he got caught up.
I didn't have a driver's license for the last 3 years.
Oh
yeah,
my
he got caught up at the truck stop giving out.
Yeah. So I was driving that rig everywhere. Yeah, I was driving that rig everywhere with no license.
Oh my god.
So that's it. But
for street racing, you lose it or like DWI or something?
Text him.
Yeah, the second one.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
That ain't no fun.
No, I had to tame myself down the last couple of years. So you've only met the tame version of me.
What?
Well, I met you out there in Illinois. You were pretty fucking wired.
Yeah. That's just in me.
She goes, who drove the rig?
Yeah, she did sometimes. She does good too when we need her to. But she fucking drives entirely too fast. I wake up, she's doing 95 with the fucking trailer. You know, she's gonna kill us all. Yeah, fucking nuts. She's fucking nuts. Fucking nuts. Like I woke up, she was driving my buddy's Cummins when we had the 32-foot trailer. I wake up, we're doing 97 miles an hour. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, well, this is the only time the fucking truck doesn't annoy the shit out of me. So I go this fast. I'm like, God damn it. So yeah, she's wild. But she's ready to drive my car too, apparently. So we'll see where that goes.
There you go.
But we'll try it. Chris, I see you up there being all creepy, like trying to touch me in the dark. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
You coming to Digger Down this weekend?
Dude, Nick bailed on me, so we were going to bring his car, and he said he got yelled at by his girlfriend if anybody would like to heckle him on Facebook.
Oh, my God.
So he hasn't spent enough time with her. He's been racing too much, so I guess we're not going. So we'll just be at
Is there
PRI.
spots open? I messaged Eric earlier. I didn't get to hear back from him about an hour. I guess about 2 hours ago, 2.5 hours ago. I was going to message Zinford to see if there's any spots, but I can't run the Relic in small tire, but I can run it in big tire. But then Wes told me before I got on with you guys, there was only 12 big tire cars. So I'm like, I'm not going to ride over down after that. If
There's
small tires locked in.
15, I think, now, and I think one of our guys just dropped out. So I think there is a spot available in big tire.
He said there's 30. It's a 32 car field in big tire, supposedly, right? But it's only 15 cars right now.
I think so. At last I looked.
Who do we have to message? Who do you have to message to find out about spots?
I was going to message Zinford now that Eric didn't get back to me. Zinford Harding or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Eric Hunt's who I messaged earlier, but he's usually pretty slow getting back. But I don't know if there's any small tire spots even open.
Avery, look at that dirt stash you got on your face, bro.
What you say?
You got that little dirt stash growing in.
But I had a question.
Can't wait.
How you build them neck muscles up so good?
I don't know. Pick stuff up, put it down.
Limp big. Yeah, boy.
What happened?
Oh God.
Guys get
just here for the show.
He's doing them Boost 12 curls.
That motherfucker.
Oh God.
Mr. Pro Mod.
Pete Sawyer says come up to Rhode Island with the Relic. They got a decent amount of street racing up there.
That's what I hear.
Stuff.
I did a podcast with some guys up there at oh man, I'm drawing a blank now. Good dudes. And they're in Rhode Island. They said there's a lot of street racing goes on in Rhode Island, but it's such a small little spot, you never hear about it.
Oh, that should have been right.
It's not that far away either.
Somebody from Maine got a hold of us, was asking us about doing like racing up there, and I'm like, is there people that actually race in Maine?
There was a big race up there back like last summer, I believe. It was a main race that they were trying to kick off. Some guys went up there. I don't really know what happened. It was some northern guys. I think some Philly dudes and some guys from up in New York went up there. I don't know. I think the race never actually transpired. Like they bounced from road to road or something and shit just went south. But that's the last I had heard. But I think they do some racing up there. I bought a truck up there over the summer. Plenty of long, big roads to run on.
Somebody's in my house.
What's up, man?
Hold on, be right back.
PM me some of that info, Peter. I'm interested about that for next year.
Holy fucking 2 hours.
Yeah, man, we like to party.
Yeah, I need to watch the Yellowstone, man. I just got this shit TiVo'd. Wife's like hammering me.
Okay, everybody says to watch Yellowstone. Is it really that good?
Bro,
Yeah,
listen, I don't even watch TV. I don't even watch Street Outlaws very much anymore. And I sat down and watched the whole last 3 seasons. It's a killer ass show, dude. I watched Tin Cup on my drive home yesterday, my 13-hour miserable drive home from Kentucky. And I watched Tin Cup and it's a younger version, you know, of what's his name? Kevin Costner.
Hey Chris, was that the Reynolds that showed up?
Yes. Yes, it was. No, it was actually food that I ordered like an hour ago, and I forgot it was actually coming here.
What did you order?
You probably never heard of that before.
Never heard of that.
No, we got it.
Is Yellowstone the show with all the dudes on the horse ranch?
Dude, it's a kick-ass show, bro.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
What's that?
They're on the ranch or whatever in Montana.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck, dude. They just kill motherfuckers.
Wild animals.
Bro, they're just Wild West, dude. They get shit done. They don't give a fuck. They don't like you. They shoot you.
Yeah.
And like taking them to the train station.
Yeah, they throw them over the train. Right, they throw them over the fucking mountain. Take us to the train station. That's good shit, dude. So I got like my manager at work. He's like hooked on it. He don't even have fucking TV, and he goes finds places to watch it. But it's a good flick, man. It's a good thing. Back in the day, my wife and I would sit down and watch American Idol on like Monday nights, and that was actually cool just to hang out and chill, give me something to do in the winter, But this Yellowstone's pretty cool. But anyway, she's waiting. She's chomping at the bit to watch tonight before she goes to sleep.
All right, guys.
Cool, man.
All right, I'm going to bed.
All right, man. Well, appreciate all you guys' time.
Bye, Lippy.
Yeah, good talking to you.
Fuck Mark.
It was good talking to most of you. I'll let you guys figure out who I mean by that.
Wait.
No, fuck you too.
We're still, we're still there.
I'll see you guys at PRI
for like another 48 hours.
Yeah, I'll be at PRI. I'll be at PRI.
Yep, I'll be there all 3 days.
I'll see you guys there.
Yep, I'll be there.
Mark could be good. I'll see these in the men's restroom.
Drinking. Yeah, I'm just
no driving
all day. Huh?
Just no driving. You can walk to the hotel. Uber.
Yeah, I know it. All right.
Later.
See you
guys. Have a good evening. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, man. See you guys.
Well, I don't know. We didn't have a game plan, but we executed some shit. Talked a lot of shit.
That could have went better than I expected.
So, I don't know. I got a lot of stuff to do for PRI. I don't know when I'll get this video out from that race, but definitely tricky situation. Some bang up crashes. I'm sure other people have their video out before me on that one, but I got to get the Black Friday video done first, and then I got other shit to do, and PRI's got me busy as hell. So I don't know. Everybody have a good week. I'm not going to dig or die, so I won't have any updates for that, but I will have Blazer updates. Maybe Saturday morning I'll go live and Saved by Cali Nate. Saved by Cali Nate. Yeah. That one was, they were all unfortunate. I mean, there's just not shit you could do. Jeremy, thanks for coming on. It was good meeting you guys this weekend. Suspension install video. Whew, I don't know if I can do anything that in depth. Well, I can probably get that one. I'm not going to bed. I don't know if I can get that one uploaded this week. I'll try.
When's our video going to be done?
I'm working on it a little bit. I keep seeing racers all of a sudden posting all these comments about Waffle House sponsor me and how they're, but listen, there's only one original. None of y'all was even on Waffle House until your boy. I'm just keep it real. I'm just pop that collar. But listen.
Please don't ever do that again.
All the posts that have ever been made got absolutely nothing on what's coming. I promise you that. Probably in the next couple of weeks. All of y'all will understand what we're talking about. Appreciate you, John. Art, was good to meet you. Have a good one. We'll come on next week and talk about PRI. I'm making a bunch of I'm scheduled a bunch of appointments for videos at PRI. So I'll talk to you guys about that next week. And
talk about the PRI or dig or die too.
Huh?
So we'll talk about Yes, I am.
Well, then we'll have our reporter in the field, Mr. Chris Lane, to update everybody about Dig or Die then as well. I thought you weren't going. For some
Yes, I
reason.
am. Yep, leaving. I'll leave first thing Thursday morning.
Yeah, I'm thinking about dipping down for Mexico and coming right back. I'm not gonna lie. So
As
who
well.
knows? But we'll see. Either way, have fun, everyone. So we'll have Ohio Grudge Racing at gmail.com, Peter. Or on our Facebook page, Ohio Grudge Racing, you can send me a private message. But Ohio Grudge Racing, just how it's spelled, right there at gmail.com. Because we're definitely traveling next year. I'm sure you saw the video. We got the RV and stuff now, so we're doing some road trips.
Oh, Jasper.
Jasper, you guys coming down for PRI? Thanks, Peter. I appreciate that. Because, yeah, I'm definitely, I haven't been up that way. You know, Pennsylvania's as far as I've been. Won't mind going up north, up Rhode Island and New York and whatnot. Try some different stuff out. Check some different scenery out in street racing or no prep racing. So definitely interested to know that. Jasper's not going to PRI.
What? Why?
He's not responding. Why not? That means he's not going. That's it. Just Friday and Saturday. All right.
No, there we go.
You better call me and get with me. It's been too long since I've seen you guys. We gotta hang out. But anyhow, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for staying on as long as you have, as many of you have. And I appreciate everybody sharing it at the beginning. Like I said, these guys got us on. I think they got us on a ghost ban with their Facebook and their bullshit. YouTube's growing nice, and I appreciate everybody tuning in and supporting us there. Facebook, just some dirty SOBs.
Oh, God. I love Limpy.
Anytime, brother. It was good seeing you this weekend. We'll have to get together at PRI and bullshit for a little bit, especially because by that time my 48-hour ban on shit talking Brandon will be up. I did hit him with a pretty good zinger Friday night, and that did make me feel a little bit bad. So I'm gonna just be nice for a few more days. But after that, it's game on like Donkey Kong. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in as always, John. It's always good to see you. Have a good week, and I'll probably go live on some other bullshit here and there. Who knows? But everybody stay out of trouble.